Hello everyone, this is the third grade enhanced math week 1 time problem solution video. Problem 1. Put the equal sign, greater than, or less than sign in the spaces below. Well, first one, 1 hour, 10 minutes is something to 78 minutes. So we can expand 1 hour as stated above. 1 hour is just 60 minutes, and 60 plus 10, that gives us 70 minutes. And 70 minutes is obviously less than 78. So we put the less than sign. Then 100 seconds is something to 1.5 minutes. So if 1 minute, as stated above, is 60 seconds, then 1/2 of that must be 30. And since this is 1.5, it's 60 plus 30. That gives us 90. So therefore, 100 seconds is greater than 1.5 minutes. Third one, 3 hours is something to 180. As you can see here at the top, it says 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. So 3 times 60, that's 180. It's the same thing. So equal to. And finally, 2 minutes and 29 seconds is something to 150 seconds. So if, as stated above, again, 1 minute is 60 seconds. So 2 minutes must be 120 seconds. 120 plus 29, that's 149. That is less than 150. So you put the less than sign. And that's how you do problem 1. Problem 2. The runtime of Avatar 2 is 3 hours and 12 minutes. 3 hours, 12 for short. If the movie starts at 6:30 p.m., when does it start? So if the movie, let's draw a line graph. If it starts at 6:30 p.m., and its runtime is 3 hours and 12 minutes. So let's draw the brackets first. This is 1 hour into the show, 2 hours into the show, 3 hours into the show, and finally the last 12 minutes. So if 1 hour into the show, it should be 7:30 p.m. since it's 1 hour more. 2 hours later from 6:30 gives us 8:30 p.m. And finally, 3 hours, 9:30 p.m. And adding back the 12 minutes, we get 9:42 p.m. So the movie Avatar 2 ends at 9:42 p.m. if you start at 6:30 p.m. Problem 3. Then Alice arrived at Starbucks at 9:15 a.m. Her meeting with her friend Diana was scheduled at 9:45 a.m. How many minutes did Alice have to wait? So quarter basically means 1/4. So if it's 9:15 a.m., it's basically just 9:15, since 15 is a quarter of 60 minutes, and 60 minutes is 1 hour. So Alice arrived at Starbucks at 9:15 a.m. And if she was scheduled to meet her friend at 9:45 a.m., so 9:45 a.m. is basically 9:45, since there's 15 minutes until 10 a.m. So how many minutes did Alice have to wait? We just subtract these two. You have to wait 30 minutes. Because if you add 30 to 9:15, that gives you 9:45. So Alice had to wait 30 minutes. Problem 4. A flight was scheduled to take off at 10:35 a.m. However, due to the weather condition, its new departure time became 11:10 a.m. How many minutes had the flight been delayed? So if it was scheduled to, if it was scheduled to go at 10:35 a.m., then its actual time was 11:10 a.m., then we need to find the time in between these. So let's go to the 11 a.m. first, since that's like easier to solve. 10:35 to the 11 a.m., that just leaves us 25 minutes. And then 25 added to 10 more minutes since it's 11:10 a.m., that just gives us, these two added together, 35 minutes. So it was delayed 35 minutes. Problem 5. A contest began at noon one day, which is just 12 p.m., and ended 1,000 minutes later. At what time did the contest end? So if we know that 60 minutes is equivalent to 1 hour, so we then divide 1,000 by 60. So let's quickly do some math here. That just gives us 60 and 40 minutes left. So after a contest began at noon one day, so it lasted 16 hours and 40 minutes. We add 12 hours, that's just a full rotation, so minus 12 hours, then this will give us 12 a.m. Plus 4 hours, that just gives us 4 a.m. And then adding back the 60 minutes, we get 4:40 a.m. highlighted in blue, 4:40 a.m. So the answer should be D. Problem 6. Nathan left for Okinawa in Japan from LA in the morning. He arrived in Okinawa for the afternoon of LA time. The left clock showed his departure time and right clock his arrival time. Both were in LA time. How much time did he spend in the trip? So, the left clock showed his departure time, which shows 6:10. Since, as you know, for each interval, it's supposed to be 5 minutes. This shorter clock is pointing right after the 6, so we know it's 6:10. It says in the morning on the top, so we just know that it's 6:10 a.m. And then at the arrival time, it somehow shows 5:25. And since we know we can't go back in time, so we just know that this is 5:25 p.m. So between 6:10 a.m. and 5:25 p.m., how much time did he spend on his trip? So let's draw a graph first. So if he starts at 6:10 a.m. and arrives at 5:25 p.m., the middle time, let's write it as 12, which is noon. And from 6:10 a.m. to 12 o'clock, which is at noon, it's 5 hours and 50 minutes, which basically gives us 350 minutes. And then from 12 to 5:25, that is just 5 hours and 25 minutes, which again, 325 minutes. So in total, how much time did he spend on his trip? We can just write it as 11 hours and 15 minutes. So that is the total time that he spent on his trip.